Munson here. Hello. Carl Munson from expatsportugal.com with the Good Morning Portugal show. Bon dia, alegria. How are you this morning, friends? Do you need another weekend to recover from the one you've just had, I wonder? I'm feeling a little bit in that condition. And there's an expression in there, punch the clock, which I think is to do with being a factory worker and coming in and out of your shift. But this morning, part of my daily routine is to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning. And that part of the daily routine got a punch in the face. This morning, I literally punched the alarm clock, and I have a vague memory of doing it. Like it went off rudely at 6 o'clock this morning, and I just hit the button to go back to sleep. And next thing I knew, it was about 7:30. So not too shabby, really, on the getting up front. But I was hoping to get up at 6 as part of my 10 minutes of meditation, getting up at 6, going to bed at a reasonable hour, which for me is 11 o'clock at night. I know for some of you that's being a dirty stop out. What else is there? Oh yeah, 15 minutes of Portuguese. And while we're on that subject, who else wants to take part in the 15-minute challenge? Maybe let me throw down that Portuguese gauntlet right now. And I forgive me, I don't know what Portuguese for gauntlet is, but I'll find out in one of my 15-minute sessions. Last week, most days I was doing 15 minutes, and I'm one of those kind of little and often people you might have noticed, and I think that's a good way for me to dig in and get on with it finally. Now, if you're one of those people who's been prevaricating and say, yeah, I'll do it, and you haven't really been doing it, how about we commit together to 15 minutes of Portuguese every day? It's not a massive amount of time, isn't it? And I know so many of you want to do it, and I don't like shitting on people, but you should learn Portuguese when coming to Portugal. So how about we do that? Tomorrow morning, I will ask again, and those who very bravely, courageously have agreed to do 15 minutes of Portuguese, a mere 15 minutes, 15 minutos, will be able to say 15 in the comments. And other people go, why are they writing 15 in the comments? Well, it's because we're proudly saying we've studied Portuguese for at least 15 minutes every day. And so I'm throwing down the monopoly, the gauntlet this morning. Who's up for that? I'm in, says Joey. So that's all that was required, was just a suggestion of that. And by doing that, of course, you see, I've committed myself in public to doing it as well. Already doing 15. All right, teacher's pet. Already doing 15 minutes on my Portuguese learning app. So thank you, Matty. I was doing 30, actually, says Thunder. We're going to play your video. I've been teasing everybody with your video premiere, Thunder. We're going to do that in just a moment, okay? So just to make absolutely sure I'm doing it. This is, of course, is a Monday, the visa update day on Good Morning Portugal, where Gilda Pereira of EI, Assessoria Migrante, joins me, and she joins me after 9 o'clock. So don't get too excited just yet. We're just going to take it easy. We're going to ease ourselves into a new week, talking about learning Portuguese as we have been doing before. I interrupted myself, as I often do, and sorting other things out, like, what? I'm confused, says Deborah Davies, with her fantastic steampunk goggles, which are very good for going down the market, and of course also for doing a bit of welding, which she probably does as part of our artistic creativity. Do we have a new start time of 8:30, Deborah? Deborah, where you been? We've been talking about this. It was going to be 8, but we decided to create a bit of a compromise at 8:30. But yes, we're here from 8:30. You don't have to join us. The main event is often at 9. And it's just the rest of us having a little bit of a warm-up and a chit-chat before then. But always good to see anybody here at 8:30. And Gauntlet is Monopoly. And yes, please. So excellent. Jackie's in for that as well. And actually, yes, while we're talking about Jackie, I know quite a few Jacquelines. Here's Jackie Polly, though. And she sent in this fantastic picture of the Death's Hawk's Head moth. Have I got that right? And I think it kind of... It was a gentle progression of conversation. Let me just see if I get this sequence right. The Dr. Bayard lozenge in the factory, then the banana slug. There you go. And I don't want to put anybody off their Dr. Bayards. It's certainly not going to put me off ever eating Dr. Bayards. And if you're watching, if you're listening, people at Dr. Bayards, the PR and marketing department, or the CEO, or anybody at Dr. Bayards, please send any new types of lozenges that you're testing into the Good Morning Portugal show, and we'd gladly test them for you. Then he went on to this, because Jackie's saying, what was this in my garden? It's 3 feet long. Oh, my God, what are we going to do? And turns out it is one of these, isn't it? The Death's Hawk's Head moth, if I've got that right. And thank you, Sabia, for sending in this picture of somebody's very kindly. I mean, credit where it's due. This is somebody who's made a purse by the look of it. I can't credit you because I don't know who you are, but what great work you've done there. And this is a popular tattoo. And is it the right moth that was part of Silence of the Lambs as well? But look, there's a skull on the back of it. Now, isn't it interesting how many insects and creatures do have skulls on them? Like the widow spiders and the false widow spiders, they have a little skull on the back, don't they? Which help you to look at them and go, and give them a wide berth. So we're already into lots of different threads this morning. Gauntlets have been thrown down, monopolas, that is, and the 15-minute challenge. Okay, that's good, says Deborah. We've sorted that out. I like it, the 8:30 start idea. Me too. Gives us a chance to dunk a Maria, doesn't it? In our cup of tea and hang out. It was never going to be 8, Carl. You wait and see, Mr. Wells. I think we will ease our way towards 8. But then again, you're probably right. In the winter, I'm going to be thinking, what was I thinking? 8:30. It should be 9:30 in the depths of Portuguese winter when it's only 5 degrees. See what I did there? I would like to match your 15-minute Portuguese challenge. Well, this is great. Portuguese language challenge, I should say. So TP, well done. Good on you. And yes, in the mornings then, you can simply put in the screen, Gilda's arrived already. That's not right. I'm doing all sorts of stuff here, Gilda, in anticipation of your arrival. So we will have to do the cemetery video at the end of the show, and we'll bring Gilda on ASAP because there are already questions here. But okay, so we'll park up the 15-minute Portuguese language challenge. Anybody who wants to do 15 minutes a day, commit to that maybe as part of your daily routine. The other thing for me, of course, is the growing old disgracefully with the likes of Victoria. We call her Wham Pam, a part of the Grey Watch crew, as is Rebel Mama, and of course our coach Ian. So we're doing a little bit of physical fitness and taking care of ourselves as well. That's part of my daily routine. If you want 15 minutes of Portuguese to be part of yours, then do give us a shout every morning and just write 15. Done it. Tick. If you've done it the day before. Okay, so that's great. Let's go. Let's get the first question on the screen for Gilda, because she's going to be warming up and looking at this. And before she comes on, I have obviously got to do something very important, and that is to show you the latest picture of young Mandela the puppy. Where are you, Mandela? Oh, there he is. He's got a new official portrait, okay? The lovely little thingy that he is. There he is. Oh, look at that. Will you look at Mandela? Let me just take that comment off for just one moment so you can see him in his full glory. He's actually posing for the picture. He knows he's going to be on Instagram, doesn't he? That lovely pull focus there. He's just sharply focused in the foreground on the sofa already, isn't he? Look at him. He's creating the habits of a lifetime ahead of him. Maybe he's got his own sofa already. You just never know with the old pampered pooches, do you? So let's bring her on to go with us. It's Gilda Pereira, everybody. Oh, yes, sorry, my grand. How are you this morning, Gilda? Let's move your dog out.
Hello, good morning.
¿Cómo estás?
Can you hear me this time?
Nice and loud, yeah. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, I can.
Well,
I thought that I should come up earlier because we messed up last time.
Well, it was. I mean, I don't want to put any pressure on you. I know you're a busy lady, as everybody, and I can safely say busy ladies because there's 22 staff over there at EI. They're all women. All women. Can you imagine that? What that atmosphere is like. So you are a busy person. I don't want to put any undue pressure on you, but it's very good of you to turn up at this what some might consider an ungodly hour, and to answer questions of a highly technical nature at times.
Yes, I don't know if my brain is already function to answer all these questions, but let's try.
Let's try. Well, I think we should start with a few good mornings. And the first of them this morning was, of course, Tom and Andrea, who are exploring Portugal in that vehicle there. Bon dia, Gilda and Carl. They are mini camper adventures, wishing everyone a fantastic Monday. And of course, it's a little bit easier for them because they are European citizens, which makes a big difference when you're making this journey. Bon dia, Carl, from very wet Belfast. So that's Deagle there. Who may well indeed now need a D7. Sushu 1404. Hi, Gilda and Carl. What is that? Is that an abbreviation for good morning? I think it probably is, isn't it?
Yes.
This is for Gilda. I thought it might be. I am in touch with Francesca and will be applying through EI Immigration. For my curiosity, I'm asking 2 questions. I'm an Indian. Me and my wife applying for D7 visas. We have 2 different bank accounts, or joint account is enough for visa submission. Okay, so should it be 2? That's the first question. 2 separate accounts or a joint account is okay, Gilda?
I always suggest a joint bank account.
Okay. All right, good. Let's leave it there then. We're getting a rent of 1,500 euros per month. With that, can we both apply together and how much bank balance should be enough? Thank you in advance. Question and answer session every Monday morning is great. Amazing Expats Portugal. And EI Immigrant, thank you. Well, thank you, Sushi1404. Thank you for those kind words. So let's go back to that bit.
Okay, so it should be a joint bank account. I would advise for apply to the visa, you should have 32,000 euros, 16,000 euros per person in a bank account in Portugal. And the rent is fine for both of you. It covers the minimum, and you should show at least the 3 last bank statements.
Okay. And when you say that amount of rent coming in, that's the passive income aspect, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, there you go. So Sushu, I hope that's helpful this morning. Any other questions? Get them in, because we know what happens. Gilda obviously has to go and do some work in the office, and then the questions still keep coming in. So get them in as early as possible on a Monday, where it is Visa Update Day with me and with Gilda here. And Mandela, how is he this morning?
He's fine. He's fine. He's downstairs.
Has he done anything naughty recently?
Lots of things.
Well, that's just normal.
Like, I don't know. Yeah.
Okay, well, we've had a pooch. Let's do a pussy now, and we've got here. Look at this interesting situation here. This is from Jim, who was our guest on Saturday night. It was fantastic to talk to Jim for 2 whole hours, and this is from Jim's house.
Yeah, he was very happy to get those.
Yeah, Jim and Mandy. The Blessing of the Passports by Fur Baby Loop. So that you can just see in the top right-hand corner there. That's a lovely black cat called Loop. Who is blessing the passports before they're FedExed off to the consulate at the Embassy of Portugal in Washington there. So great news, Jim. Fantastic there. And thank you so much for joining us on Saturday. If you want to watch that, Jim was talking about his amazing life and the incredible work that he does. Okay, so let's go back to to the greetings, actually. There's a lot of lovely greetings this morning, as we're used to here. It's a lovely community here on Good Morning Portugal, Expats Portugal. Bon dia alegria from Thunder. And look, here he is, the man himself. We were just talking about you, Jim. Bon dia, Carl and Gilda. Thank you so much, Gilda, Christina, and the team. And that's obviously because of the good news there coming through D7-wise. Bon dia alegria, Carl and Gilda. Hope you both had a great weekend. How rude of me. I didn't ask you if you had a good weekend, Gilda.
Yeah, I did. I just rest and watch Netflix.
Now, may I ask what you watched on Netflix? Is there anything that's caught? Did you watch one particular series back to back for the whole weekend, or did you sort of mix it up a bit?
Oh, I always mix up.
Okay.
It's like reading books. I always read 3 books at the same time.
You're that kind of person. Okay, so by the side of the bed, there's books open at different places. You forget where you've got to. Oh, you have to you spend the first 5 or 10 minutes finding out where you were in the book that you pick up. Okay, I understand. I was with a dear old mate, actually, one of the people who encouraged me to come to Portugal years ago. Well, only 4 years ago, but about 5 when I was first really considering it. And dear old Matt was over here, and we met up for dinner in San Martino on Friday night. It was great to see him. And he is in the book distribution business. And I'm talking to him about us having a book club here on Expats Portugal. So maybe you'd want to be part of that as well, Gilda, a book club. With Netflix, are you watching both Portuguese and English programs on there?
Yes.
Okay, so can you make a recommendation that something in Portuguese that people might want to watch in this community?
In Portuguese, I'm watching the Nazaré.
Yeah.
Actually, it is about the Nazaré, the wave.
Oh, is it?
Big wave. Yeah, but it's in English.
Oh.
Yeah, it's.
Well, you could put Portuguese subtitles, couldn't you? You could put Portuguese subtitles and add a bit of vocab. Anything with a Portuguese soundtrack, though, or Portuguese voices that we can listen to?
Yeah, I started to watch. I think it's HBO. It's not Netflix. The Terra Nova.
Terra Nova. Okay, so is that a science fiction thing? Is that a new Earth, or is it an
eco thing? No. It's very old. It's about when the Portuguese went in the 30s. When on the war they went to fish the bacalhau.
That is going to be a great thing to watch. So it's full of cultural insight about Portuguese people and the Portuguese psyche, as well as learning a bit of Portuguese.
Yeah, but I found it. I just watched one episode. I found it a little bit boring, and then I just
Okay, Gilda's review, bit boring.
yeah,
Okay,
a bit boring. It's Portuguese,
maybe
but
you know the story. Maybe it's because you know the story. We probably don't know the story, do we, of that?
but if you want to learn about Portuguese culture, it is great.
Okay. Well, it's just as well because we have got the director and producer of Terra Nova joining us on the show in just a moment to hear that review. Not really. Mandy for Good Morning, Carl, and Gilda from Baltimore. Headed your way soon. There she goes, Mrs. White there, if I may refer to you as that. Hola, bon dia. Here she is, Wham Pam of Grey Watch. Hola, bon dia a todos from a chilly Sana Praia de Rocha. And we've actually, let me do that now. Gilda, here's a little bit of sunshine for us from Praia de Rocha. Brilliant video that was shot by Victoria in the last couple of days. Here we go. I can feel the sunshine on me. Can you? Just watching that. So good, doesn't it? Victoria, thank you very much for that. And a lot more air traffic in the sky, it would seem, as well. So people moving to and fro, it would seem. Mini Camper Adventures, Jim White. I really enjoyed the show Saturday. Thank you. It was so informative. Excellent news. And Eusebio, who we spoke about before. Bom dia para novo e melhor você. So what is that? Your new and better voice. Oh, thank you. Is that because of the struggles I've been having? I think it's all due to Dr. Bayard's and halls as well. A compliment with a few halls as well. Halls are everywhere in Portugal. Every time you check out of a shop, there's a massive display of halls, lozenges there as well. Bon dia, Gilda, Carl, e todos from Roland, Jane and Cascais. Hello, you two. Good morning. And Stephen Wells, of course, who's already been quipping in the comments. Bon dia alegria from Mark too. Mark always here, a quiet but reassuring presence. Speaks occasionally to us, but always there with a nice, polite greeting in the morning. And Matty, bon dia alegria todos Amsterdam. Well done, Matty. Thank you very much. Good morning to you. And look at this. Jacqueline CDM has got a new profile picture. And I don't know, is this the after effects of eating too many pastel de natas? I don't know what happened there. Bon dia todos, you say. Maybe it looks like you might be in a Hall & Oates tribute band. I don't know. Maybe you could explain to us, Jacqueline CDM. Bon dia todos. Or she might say, what do you mean? I always look like this. Bon dia a todos, mis queridos amigos from Chihuahua. Isn't that beautiful? Queridos. There's some lovely words of affection in Portuguese. Queridos, fofinhos. I love all of those words. And fofinhos. Did I tell you, Gilda, when I was in Lisbon recently, I was walking down the street and 3 ladies were having coffee. And they were gesturing towards me and going, "Hola, fofinho," like this. And I'm thinking, "Hello." And then one of them realized I was English, said, "Not you, your dog." And I was a bit embarrassed. Mini Camper Adventures, thank you so much. It was so much fun. That's Jim talking about the weekend. I was doing 30 minutes every day and then got out of the habit. Okay, so reminder to everybody, and people are well up for doing this. Matty already doing 15. Joe's in for 15 minutes a day, and TP also, Jackie also, Zay Pedro Martins. I have 15 minutes of English here before work. Well, if there's anything we could do to help with that, Zay, please let us know. Always great to see you here on the show. I'm in too, says Deborah, for the 15 minutes. I start in-class lessons this week. In-class lessons, what are you doing? So I bet I need at least 15 minutes each day. So it all helps, doesn't it? Veronica Perez, I'm keen. Okay, so just put your 15s tomorrow morning. I want to see them. I want to see your 15s. I would like to match your 15 Portuguese language challenge as well, says TP. And okay, yeah, Deborah liking the 8:30 start. KLLA is here from South Africa this morning. How are you, my friend? And Capricorn 12. Hola, bon dia. Capricorn 12 is in the Algarve. packing up our bags with Mrs. Capricorn 12, about to start our road trip to Nazaré, Castelo Branco, Lisboa, and then back to the Algarve. Loving Portugal. Let's make sure we have a little drink together while you're on the way to the aforementioned Nazaré. Oh my goodness, I'm a bit slow this morning. There's suddenly an influx of comments, visa questions, I'm sure. So, bom dia, alegria, obrigado to all those who share your photos with Carl. So great to see this eclectic mix of Portuguese images. I've got more. Mark and Mary are on tour from Seattle towards Portugal, well, the Azores. So I have a lovely set of photos from them, and I'll feature them on a daily basis, I think, whilst they're making their journey. My Portuguese learning app keeps track of how many days in a row you hit your daily target. My longest streak is 30 days. Well done, Matty. If you skip a day, counting restarts. Quite right, too. That's harsh. Have a great road trip, Capricorn. Walk, run, hike the Algarve is the instruction from Victoria this morning. Enjoy the trip. It should be lovely, says Matty. And yes, I think that was because of the little bit of Praia de Rocha we shared there. That was lovely. James Ollie's here. Bon dia todos. So frustrated. For some reason, I can't get my question to post. Well, you can now by the look of it, James. And Capricorn. Jazz Funk track of the day is New York Sky. Let's celebrate. Carl, you know this one. There might even be a bonus track today. I'm in a celebration mood. Keep them coming. Yes, of course. New York Sky. Fantastic. Thunder. James Holly, is it more than 200 characters? There's a limit, you know. Yes, so keep it brief. That will help this morning. Beverly Maidman, bon dia, happy to meet up at the new time of 8:30 a.m. Excited to have received an offer on our Scottish home on Sunday. Fantastic. Portugal, here we come. Excellent stuff. George is here. And the question. Bon dia todos from James Holly. Question for Gilda regarding SEF appointment. I received my provisional D7 visa effective 1st of October. Arrived in Portugal 9th of October. My question. What do I need to do next? And how do I go about it?
First, I think that arriving only 1 week before, it's a little bit risky unless you already have a house or you already have a rental agreement.
I think that is taken care of. I think that is taken care of, and it would
because
appear from James.
You need to have a rental agreement. You need to show your Portuguese bank statements stamped. You need to have yeah, he's talking about proof of accommodation.
Okay, yeah, atestado business.
So if he's living with a friend, he needs atestado de junta, and that can take up to 5 days. I think it's he should come a little bit earlier.
Yeah, you need to get on with it by the sound of it, James.
Yeah.
What he doesn't say though is when the appointment is, as far as I can tell. So
no, I think he said that the appointment was on. Let's go.
No, let us know, James, when your appointment is, because you're preparing yourself for that, weren't you? So your visa was effective from the 1st of October. You arrived.
Okay. I thought that the appointment was on 9 and he was arriving on the 1st. Okay.
It still sounds like he needs to get a wiggle on, as people sometimes say. So is enough money in the bank, and yeah, I think the most important thing would be the proof.
The accommodation, the proof of the accommodation. Yeah.
And that needs to be done.
And also the health insurance.
Of course, yes. Speak to our man Nuno about that, James. If you need any help with that, let me know. Just drop me a line. Yeah. You know where I am. Okay, TP. Will the Washington DC consulate accept a postal service with a physical address in Texas for our D7 visas? We'll be relocating to Texas for 6 months and have a temporary living arrangement. So often people are on the move, aren't they? Before they actually come to Portugal, they start moving around in their country of origin, having sold a house or visiting relatives or whatever. Is that okay for TP there, Gilda?
They don't accept temporary. They are actually going to check with they can check with driving license and with the bank statements.
Oh.
So it can be a little bit confusing.
That is a bit difficult, isn't it? Because if you sold your house, well, what do you do in a situation where your house is sold on the other side, as it were, and you haven't got proof of address like that? Do you have to register with a friend or other family home or something like that?
Usually they use family address.
Okay, all
But
right. So
they need to move. They need to move like the bank accounts or some official document to that address.
okay, so get all those ducks in a row then, TP, to make. I mean, wherever you move to, that's got to be looking like your actual address.
Yeah.
With all your other sort of institutional records registered there. Okay, thank you for that, Gilda. Peter, sorry, I beg your pardon. Peter Schimidit. Morning, researching to apply for the D7. Understand with NHR we pay 20% tax on Portuguese income. What will we pay on sources such as social media, YouTube? And thank you for coming back on this, Peter, because I know you've asked this before, and I think we were too late last time. Are those on the high valued list for these people who make their living online like this? As Petra is asking.
It depends. There is a law,
Oh,
okay?
yeah.
And the law has a list. And you should look for a good accountant. And it depends and if it's possible, the accountant to i- i- includes this activity in the list of the 20%.
Of course. Okay.
Okay?
Because in Portugal, that's what you've got to do, right? You've got to show your activities and declare how you're earning your money, right? So that's where this will
Yeah.
come in and be important, Petra.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Maybe sometimes it can be the case that he can start up a company just for this motive, and then it can be something, it can be a solution.
Yeah.
But better to find counseling from an accountant
Yeah.
that knows about the NHR.
Okay, so get an NHR specialist and work it so that those activities are included
Yeah.
in a way that is shown as part of your professional income there, Peter. Okay, brilliant. Thunder, Carl, always curious about naughty. Well, I suppose particularly when it comes to puppies, I think that's what that's referring to. Puppies are just notoriously naughty, aren't they? They are such a test of your patience, really. And
Yeah.
there are times when you wonder. You could tell from Gilda's face there when I said, "Has he been naughty recently?" And she just said, "Yes, he's always naughty," and that only lasts for 2 or 3 years. Hi, Gilda. With regards to the biometric cards, if someone has their QR code residency certificate, do they just need to wait to be invited by CEF to come in for the biometric appointment? So where are we? Where are we with that? And how about a CEF update?
Oh, that's a very good question. Everyone is waiting. They said that they will start calling people soon, so we don't know how soon.
Okay, okay. And the Brits, of course, should have gone online by now if they were pre-Brexit and they had an old style residency card. They should have gone online to get a QR code, shouldn't they?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, they
because that
should already. Everyone needs to have a QR code right now so that they will be called to get the biometric cards.
okay, okay. So if you haven't done that, go online, folks, and get your, because that's fairly straightforward. That can all be done online, can't it? As I understand it.
Yes, yes.
Okay, all right. Netflix guilty pleasure, Love is Blind, and is that Love is Blind, and it's a Brazilian thing, or is that what it's actually called, Victoria? And maybe that's in Portuguese or Brazilian Portuguese anyway, so that could be a little bit useful there too. I want to be in a book club, says Deborah. I'm literally just going to spend my entire life with you, aren't I? Okay, well, that's the plan, Deborah. That's the only reason we've done all of this, is so that you and I can be together finally. Book
Mhm.
club, 15 minutes of Portuguese, and starting at 8 o'clock every morning. I believe it might be better to have Portuguese soundtrack and English subtitles. Yes, I think that works well, actually. Although when I moved to the Netherlands, it was the other way around, English soundtrack and Dutch subtitles. I won't make a double Dutch joke there, don't worry. Well done. Welcome, says Deborah, I think probably to Jim there. Does watching a Portuguese program count towards the 15 minutes? That's a bit of a cheap. I think yes. I think that's
I
better than
think it
nothing.
does. I think it
Yeah,
does.
yeah. Okay, George got a question. Recently, in the documentation collation process, that sounds so official, doesn't it? Please do not disturb me. I'm in the midst of documentation collation, hoping get the rental agreement sorted and file the application. Thanks for all the help from Gilda, Christina, and team. Great show, Carl. Cheers, George. And it sounds like you're just getting yourself sort of focused there and getting the rental agreement sorted out. So good luck. Boa sorte with that. Great video, says Matty to Victoria. I can imagine me there with my dogs walking the beach. I think so many people were imagining themselves walking that beach when that video was being shown there. Marcus Valbon is here. Hello, Carl Terranova is in Canada, near
Yeah,
Ocean State. Oh, I see. Okay, so that's where the cod fishing Terra Nova
yeah.
was taking place. Because what?
But 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 part of the scene, it's in Portugal before they leave. Okay.
Okay, okay. So you get an insight into. I mean, what a
Yeah.
life! Although you don't seem entirely enamored and delighted by that series, there, Gilda. The life of those people must have been quite extraordinary. Sailing the high seas, bringing catching cod and
No,
salt.
it is. It is interesting. It is interesting. It's just some of the actors didn't catch my attention.
Oh, okay. So it was in the technique there, in the
Yeah.
thespian technique. Oh, gosh, wouldn't that be an amazing part to get though? To be sailing and salting and
Yeah.
everything. Okay, so Martin Hardy is here. Hello, Martin. Hola, bon dia, Gilda and Carl from a hot and wet Singapore. It's never anything other than that, is it, over there in Singapore? And that's contrast.
Hmm.
Good morning to you, Martin. How are you doing? And good morning from a grey Lisbon. So from a hot and wet Singapore to a grey Lisbon this morning. What's going on? Autumn is going on, moving into winter. D7 visa. There is a slight saudade already in the air, isn't there? We're missing summer already, I think, here in Portugal. There's a sort of wistful, slight sadness in the air, along with the mist. D7 visa, researching to apply for D7. Understand, with NHR, we pay 20%. Oh, okay, we've done that one. But thanks for popping it in twice there, Petter. I hope that helped. I took my mask off. There we go. This is the explanation now. Jacqueline, I took my mask off for the first time after 18 months. Was shocked. Oh, I see. Okay, so any other pictures where people have discovered things after 18 months of mask wearing? I was in a shop recently where it was optional, and I didn't have a mask on for the first time in what felt like 2 years, and it was very liberating. A lot of the shop staff ran to the other side of the shop, though, I noticed. So, Jacqueline, are you going to stay with that look after 18 months? I see it suits you. It suits you, if I may say so. Po Anderdonal, is that Welsh or is that a word play? Where would you say that comes from, Gilda? Po Anderdonal. You see a lot of foreign names, don't you?
But I don't think. I think this is just a made
Never seen one
name.
like that. Okay. It's almost 3 a.m. here in Mexico. What are you doing, pal? We're going to call you pal. And it's the first time I catch this live. It's so good of you to do so. And you've already been there since 8:51. So hopefully you're still awake. So I'll have to watch the full thing later on. But I love the work you both do. Well, thank you so much, pal.
Thank
Um,
you.
yes, how lovely. And a lovely photo there. Where are you? At the Machu Picchu or something like that in the background? Looks lovely. Okay. Where's that comment gone now? They're piling in this morning. They're piling in. Okay, we're getting into the groove now. Yes, Matty, it is gorgeous at Praia de Rocha. Alok Kumar is here. Bon dia, Carl and Julia. Look at you there, Alok, with your lovely daughter possibly there, having a lovely little photo, little selfie. Still waiting for any kind of movement from the consulate in India. I think you're not the only one. It's a shame how bad the
Yeah.
consulate operates here. It is sad, and our dream seems to be dying. Oh no, that's awful to hear.
No, no, no. Don't let your dream die. This is. I have to tell something here, Carl, if I may. I've been feeling very tired. You keep asking about my weekends. My weekends are all the same. I don't leave the house. I'm very tired, to be honest.
Mhm.
And because this safe thing and this consulate thing, I'm trying to help people. I'm trying to do my job, but I feel that at some point I did everything that I could, but it wasn't enough.
Oh,
So I got to
Gilda.
this point, yeah, that I got very tired and I got very frustrated, and I'm not in a good phase of my life. I don't know how to get through this, because people like Alok, he's been our client for such a long time now. We have everything ready, and the consulate doesn't respond, and like he's waiting. We keep chasing the consulate. We keep it, and this is very tiring. And when Friday arrives, I just want to stay home, and because I'm very tired. This this is a job that doesn't, it's not something that you can click and okay,
Sure.
now it's the weekend, because there
Yes.
are people and there are families behind. And this
Yeah.
is just one example. He
Yeah.
says, our dream is dying. And I feel that not only
Yes.
for this family, but for many other
Of
families. And I
course. Of
don't want
course.
this to happen.
I
They
understand.
relied on us. And this is a very emotional, this is a very, very tiring job also.
Understood.
Um,
And that's why you went into it in the first place. I mean, essentially, you're a humanitarian, aren't you? You're moved by the plight of people, as I recall from when we've talked about this before.
yes, yes, that was my main reason. But to be honest, after 7 years being in the business, I never thought that I would be in this place where I'm so touched about this. And this thing about safe being playing around, don't know when it's going to open, just open for some types of appointments and leave some other people behind. This is shocking what is happening.
Yeah.
And this is impacting our job, this is impacting the families, and I'm feeling exhausted, to
No,
be
I
honest.
understand that. I understand that, and I think other people will as well. I mean, the amazing thing is, your enterprise, your entire office, appears to be carrying on at full speed, helping people. And
Yes.
there are things I think that you have no control over. And we have an amazing community here, I have to tell you, Gilda, and a lot of people who I think could be very helpful in I mean, it's a boundary issue, isn't it? There's only so much you can do to help people. Yeah, and I know you do 110% on that side, on your side of things. And then it is in the hands of other authorities and other people. And then you get that situation where you hear Alok saying, it's sad and our dreams seems to be dying every day. I think that's a really horrible part of this whole process of migration. The power is in the hands of other people, and all we can all do is do our best to put the best applications in. And we know that EI do that. We see it time and time again that you get the most incredible feedback. But we also need to take seriously how personally you take it. And I think we can do that. I think this is part of the growth of EI and how it is that people coming here, I know I can think of them. I can think of people who I've spoken to who are so grateful for your service and understand the plight you're going through, in being exhausted in trying to help people, can help with, help you personally and help with the long term, well, support. You've spent 7 years supporting other people and hundreds, thousands of them. I think it's time for us to support you a little bit. And so that long may the beautiful work of EI continue. So people know who they are, who I'm talking about here. So I suspect you'll get a few emails this morning saying, Gilda, I heard you on the show. I am here for you. And I think you're going to get a handful of those this morning, and that's going to continue. Okay, so I want to
Thank
extend that.
you.
I want to extend that
Yeah,
invitation.
otherwise I will start crying in a
Yes, okay.
minute.
And so will I. And then somebody will tune in at like 15 minutes past 9, and all they'll see on the screen is the visa update from expatsportugal.com on the Good Morning Portugal show with the emphasis on good morning. And then the picture they see is you and me just crying, talking. And then Alok crying, sending in a picture, changing his picture. So, folks, I think that's been a very authentic and real expression, sharing there. I'm sure it seems worse from your point of view, Gilda, than. Well, I don't want to undermine your predicament. I'm not meaning to do that, but we know how it is when we're tired. Things do seem worse, don't they? And you and your company continue to get the most amazing testimonials and feedback, and I'm sure that will continue. And I think it's just a little bit of I think it's right that you rest at the weekends. That's what do you know that that's what some people actually do as a habit? They actually stop working at the weekends and have a rest. I don't know if you were aware of that.
Yes, I am, but I isn't. I'm not used to it Well,
No, okay. Well, we want you to
I,
become.
I'm forcing myself to do it now because I got to this point that I was really exhausting
Yeah. Well, none of us
and
want that. We don't want that for you. I don't think anybody wants you to get worn out helping them. And I'm sure together as a community, because that's the beautiful thing of, I think, how we roll here, is this is a community effort. You've got your expertise and you bring that to the table beautifully. And we at Expats Portugal, we're delighted to showcase you in that regard. And then there's all these people now who you've helped, who I think are also part of the community, like Jim. Jim's a great example this morning. And he's one of those people I think who would completely identify. In fact, this is what Jim and I were talking about on Saturday night. He was working so hard. And why are we doing this to ourselves as human beings? But Jim was working away in Singapore. It's all on the interview that we did at the weekend. And he was like, you know, I go to bed late. I work hard. I get up early and I work some more. And I work 8 days a week and I work 25 hours a day. You know, the real full-on American work ethic. And he had a heart attack. And he had to stop. So if he didn't choose to stop himself, he got stopped. But it gave the beautiful thing about his story is that it gave way to a new Jim that is the most amazing contribution to the world right now. So that's what we're all predicting for you this morning, Gilda. I think, you know, whilst it might seem like you've hit a buffer and you're knackered, as we would say in UK, this is the beginning of a new approach. I think it's an
yes,
expansion.
and many of the books that I'm reading right now, it's how to deal with this, how to deal with the anxiety, how to deal with this frustration, and how to restart.
Yeah. Well, you got backup here, okay? Let me assure you, you have backup. There's so many people who love you here and so many people who want to help and so many people who are very grateful to you for what you've done for them. So maybe this is the bit where we start crying now. So we are here for you in the way that you've been here for everybody else, okay?
Thank you.
All right. So let's move on now. So I can put something on the screen so I can dab my eyes a little bit. Was doing 45 minutes a day, mostly Mia's course, also Drops app and Anki app flashcards. Got off course with the great move. We'll get back to it soon. Excellent, James. And I think James is another one of those aforementioned people. There are so many people coming into this community who love people, who want to help people. And that's one of the great hallmarks, I think, of Expats Portugal and this lovely little community that gathers in the mornings. Hopefully my new electric motorcycle, will be ready to transport me and my dog Simba to come visit you. And that gorgeous beach, says Matty. No, Carl, it's good day to the new and better you. Okay, it's a homage to Jim White. That's really good. It was too clever for me, Eusebio. Can you pop it in again into the comments? I'd be grateful. And bon dia from Alok. So don't give up. You heard what Gilda said to you, Alok. Do not give up on your dreams. We do not allow that here on Good Morning Portugal. Good morning, beautiful people from Abel. Hello, mate. How are you? For Jim White, for Gilda, we have a placeholder plan reservation. Should we cancel or will it cancel as it was not purchased? What's that there? Is that for proof of residence, possibly? I don't understand that, Gilda. Do you? Or have we lost? Is Gilda frozen?
No. I'm thinking. I don't understand the question. Maybe you should go back with Christine. I think that Christine
Let's
can answer
rephrase
you.
that as well, Jim. Yeah, okay. Oh,
Yeah.
and this I've started conversational Portuguese lessons in your pretty village, and I think she's probably talking to me rather than you there, because Jacqueline lives on the Silver Coast. Very distinctive. You'll see this lovely lady with her moustache wandering around to or from her conversational Portuguese lessons. I'll see you there. Mine's a mare de late. Congrats, Beverly, on the what was it? The Scottish home sale. I haven't done anything yet. What's that? Oh, I see. Is that with the Portuguese?
Yeah.
Oh, he hasn't done anything yet about getting his package together. Okay, yes, make sure you get your package together. Vos voice, você you. Okay, sorry, this has been part of your 15 a day. And this doesn't count, everybody. You can't just tune in and watch me making a mess of the Portuguese language. It doesn't count as 15 minutes of your Portuguese. Mommy's Boo is here. And you often bring new people who only come once a week to the show. And this is somebody like that, I think, Mommy's Boo, it's fair to say. My lawyer is having delays obtaining dates and securing dates for my biometrics appointment. Is it possible to change your company, as it appears you're able to get dates? Do you find that, Gilda? Do people defect to EI and say, look, come on, can you do this for us instead?
No, I don't think I can help you. Sorry.
Okay.
because it's a general delay. It's not your lawyers being efficient.
And
It's a
do you think
general delay.
do you think it's people should hesitate in switching companies as well? I think it's not a good look generally, is it, to just keep jumping around in companies, because it can work against you in the end. But maybe have a
I don't
frank
know.
conversation.
It depends. It
Yeah.
depends.
Okay.
I've seen things that can jeopardize people.
Oh, and then they definitely should change. Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough. Fair enough.
But
Born and
this doesn't seem the case because everything is delayed.
Okay, here he is, the human encyclopedia. He got called Antoniopedia on the forum recently because he just knows everything about Portugal and beyond. I would say that's Antonio F. And I think we are the idea to remake 300 as the film 200 with Lusitanian soldiers of that kind. I'm up for it. I'm in training already there, Antonio, to join you. Francis here. Bon dia todos. Late to the party. We'll catch up on the first half later. Happy Monday. Hey up, Francis. Good to see you. Every time Carl says naughty, take a drink. Okay. Okay. Open up your aguadent, and here's your first one. Naughty. Carl, have you had anyone to talk about general taxation and NHL? We have. We have from time to time. If you look in our webinar section, it sounds like you want something a little more specific or tailored, Stephen. Give us a little bit of an outline and we can work towards it for sure. Thank you for that. How long before my daughter, age 25, who is moving with us, can apply for residency? And what will she need for this? My partner and I already have residency and a Portuguese address. So we're talking about reunification, aren't we there, Gilda? What's the process, please, briefly on that?
She's 25, so she's just in the line when she can do the reunification. So if the process gets delayed and she's 26, we can have a little bit of a problem here.
Oh, I see. Okay. What, because of the kind of reunification? But you can reunify at any age, can't you? This is just
No,
what.
no, 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 no.
Oh,
It's only 18. It's until 18, everyone, okay?
yeah.
And until 25 if they are dependents and still studying.
Oh, I see. Okay, but if they are their own sort of independent means person, they can come at any age, right? So
And
as a student.
once the parents have once the parents have the residency, it's about 3 months to have the reunification. But
Okay.
again, if SEF it's working, they are not open to this type of appointments right now.
Conversation is in order, I think, with EI or a similar service, Beverly, just to figure out the distinction there, whether your daughter is financially dependent on you or is independent, for one thing. Get the ball rolling now, I suppose, is the basic answer, isn't it, Gilda?
Yeah.
Start the process. Okay, and notwithstanding SEF delays as well that might be making it difficult. So I guess sooner rather than later. Fiona, question for a friend. Okay. Asking for a friend. When he tries to log in to get his QR code, he can't. System doesn't let him in. Is there another way? What can you do in this situation, Gilda?
He can try to reach the Câmara Municipal, the city hall.
Go that way. Let them know your
Yeah,
difficulty. Send them an email at the local
or
SEF.
go there. Yeah.
Or go there yourself, because you can now again, of course. Pera Shemedit, thank you, Gilda. Also, please, after I come with a D7, can I open a business as well? For example, a supermarket. Do I have to pay 20% tax or no tax will apply? Is a supermarket business in the high valued list?
No, the supermarket is not business. It's not in the high value list. But as a business owner, you can get a submission, a reduction of 20% as a director of a business.
Okay. All right.
And
So,
yes, you can open a business with the D7.
oh, yes, you can, of course. And that's a common misconception. Maybe we'll do myths, won't we? We'll do a special myths and misunderstandings about the D7 visa. That could be our next one, Gilda. But of course,
Yeah.
people think of it as a passive income retirement visa, and you can work. You can continue to work. You just have to have the passive income. and a bit of money behind you on arrival. Francis, hola, Carl and Gilda. Thank you very much, Francis. Right back at you. Bon dia, Carl and Gilda. Thank you, Gilda and Christina, for getting us to Portugal. There you go. We're now in Porto and living it. One of the many grateful people who've worked with you.
Lovely.
Michael Young. Tell us more. Maybe send us a pic, Michael, of your new life in Porto. I can't find the time to do 50 minutes of Portuguese, but I always find 50, no, double that, 30 minutes to drink a beer. So that's okay. Well, why don't you multitask, Lee? Read the label at least on your. You probably do know. You can probably read and translate a bottle of Superboc or the label on there. So maybe that's the thing, is to do your Portuguese and drink beer at the same time. Do it down the bar and talk Portuguese with the people around you, because beer obviously helps with that as well. Georgie George, documentation collation for access to the nation. It's another song coming on here. So, Eusebio, send that over to Warren, and we'll have a song by the end of the day, I think. Matty, I will happily welcome you and show you this magical place. There you go. She is organising tours, I think, as we speak. Petar Todic, or Todic, what's the name of the show? Okay, so this might be a nomination for us for a BAFTA or something like that, Gilda. It's the Good Morning Portugal show. I've zoomed out so that you can see that, Petar. If it's a complaint, everything should just go to Jerry. Jerry Lawler, for the attention of Jerry Lawler. If it's compliments, me and Gilda will take those on the screen right now. And it's the Good Morning Portugal show. For any nominations, Oscars, Grammys, those sorts of things, we'll take it. Hi, hello, good morning. Still here in England, wishing to be there, but it's life. We can't have all that we wish, but we can work towards it, Diogo, can't we? Don't give up on your dreams. You remember what Gilda said just now? Happy new day and a good new week to all. Hello, mate. Good of you to join us. We always love it when you tune in. From Norfolk, I believe. Hola, bon dia. I still wear my mask. But we did have dinner inside a restaurant. First time since March 2020. Wow! Who would have ever thought we would be in that predicament? What was it like, Khadija? Midlife crisis tour for the D7 visa process. I wonder what. I'm sorry, I can't tie that together right now. We've decided to do a family Portugal recce trip June, July next year. So excited. Now I've got to get passports sorted and my citizen cards renewed. There you go, Francis. Good update from you. Thank you very much. What are you waiting for, Matty? What are you waiting for? Happily show you this magical place. Come on, Matty. Good morning, everyone. Lovely to have you back, Gilda, says Gemini this morning. And waiting for the move in January. Don't worry, I'll be in Portugal before you know it. Not long now, eh, Matty? And Alok, indeed. Thanks for your understanding and all the support during this time. You and Christina are awesome. Isn't that lovely to hear? Quite liking this long shot. This works, doesn't it? Pal, my nickname, here we go, is a play of words. Power for Paula, and part of the name where I studied in Austria, Kremsch an der Donau. The picture is the Cliffs of Moher in Ireland. How beautiful. So thank you for explaining that. Pow, short for Paula. That's great, isn't it? Gilda, we are so grateful. There you go. And Mandy, Gilda, we always felt you and Christina were doing your best. We're grateful to have worked with such caring people. So here come the comments from our earlier part of the conversation, Gilda. I think we might need. Where's my mask? I can dab my eyes with my mask and maybe infect myself or something like that. So great help from Gilda, says Gary. Forza, Gilda.
Yeah.
You say big hugs. We need more people in this world like you, says Jacqueline. CDM, we need more moustaches as well. That's so sad to hear. We love you, Gilda, and we're grateful. Sending positive vibes to Alok. Isn't this amazing? Big hugs, Gilda. You're so compassionate and caring. So this has the flip side of carrying the weight of their issues. Bless you. Oh, on a side note, your nails look fabulous. Come on, can we see them? Oh, they do. They so do. Gilda, you're a very special person. I've not dealt with you or met you, but I can tell it's such a tough time, and I pray that things come right soon so you can get the feeling you're making progress. How about that?
Yeah,
and,
thank you.
Eusebio, to Alok, good luck to you. A bit of a ball sort there. And Manoj here. Are you there? We're here. We are grateful to you, Gilda. It is just one stop. And B. Robinson, I already have my interview with the D7 in San Francisco end of September. How long before I know something? So how long are they, how's it going at San Francisco at the moment, Gilda? This is for B.
6-8 weeks.
6 to 8 weeks. There you go.
Yeah.
So hang on in there, B. I am from India, trying to work on my D7 visa. Would you like to catch up? So there, Manoj and Alok maybe having a chat later today. Gary, brilliant community. Cheers. We're grateful for you, Gilda, says Victoria. We
Thank
wouldn't be
you.
Portuguese without a bit of a cry. Have you heard, Fado? Maybe I'm becoming more Portuguese than I realised. I think it's my age as well. I think this is something older guys do speak about, how they get set off by stuff. Doesn't take much when Gilda starts talking. What you guys are doing is hugely appreciated. Gilda, many thanks and hugs from us all. She's seen as one of the family at Good Morning Portugal. That's you, that is Gilda. And from Mommy's Boo, bon dia, Gilda. You're a great person. Keep doing what you're doing. We wish we knew about you when we started our process. We would have used your company. We can see your genuineness and sincerity. Gilda, thank you for that, Mommy's Boo. Gilda, please do something kind for yourself today. Okay, everyone, let's get her to do that. She's going to. So, the rest of us are learning 15 minutes of Portuguese. Please, what might you do that's kind for yourself today, Gilda? You've done your nails already. So, what else? What else might you do?
No, no. Today I have my to-do list, and today I have to. I already did my rests on the weekend. I spent time with my family. I watched my movies. I read my books. So
Okay.
today I had to go back to work.
All right, but I think we're probably going to crowdfund you a little lunch or something like that. That's what's going to happen here. Victoria, time is flying. I've been in Portugal for 2.5 weeks already. That's to Matty. Isn't it amazing? Time does fly. Got to make sure we enjoy it. Gilda, let's talk about books as well. Is that the book club as well? And what Gilda's reading at the moment. We all love you endlessly, Gilda.
Oh,
And plane so the plane reservation, says Jim. Should he change the plane reservations there? I think that, yeah, Christina, have a chat with Christina.
yeah,
We'll get that dealt with specifically there, Jim. Gilda, when you're feeling burnt out, remember the early days. I bet you
yeah,
properly celebrated every success. Start doing that again. Really put energy into acknowledging each success. This floods your brain with positive endorphins and helps rebalance the energies. What a lovely suggestion. Go easy on yourself. You're winning.
yeah. This is very good suggestion, and this is one of the things that I read. Yeah,
That's
this is
perfect.
very good.
Well, make sure you do it, because it's one thing to know something, isn't it? It's a bit like learning Portuguese. It's one thing to read the books, but you've got to get in the cafe and use it. So we want you to be celebrating each and every
Yeah.
victory you have over there with the team as well. Bon dia, no one seems to be in my situation, says Tomorrow. I'm an EU resident. I bet Gilda's seen this before. I'm an EU resident and my hubby is an EU citizen. He got his residence certificate in one RDV. I don't know what that is, but I have to go through CEF. How long will this take? So what's that about, Gilda?
No, this is many people have been to your situation. So if he has his crew, his residency certificate, now you can book your appointment in CEF, okay? And it's one of the few appointments that are opened. So you have to make your appointment to CEF and do your reunification.
Reunification. Okay, so there
Yeah,
you go tomorrow. Ring the office if you're in a need out there. It does sound like you're in a bit of a
yeah.
pickle, or what feels like one. So I'm sure Gilda can help with that. Mommy's Boo, actually, point of order here. Bon dia, Carl. We watch every day, but we don't comment. Oh, I see. Okay, my bad. We only comment on Mondays because we're in the process of our Golden Visa biometrics application. Well, I'm always happy to read your
Yeah.
comments because your name is so great, Mommy's Boo. Tamara, what is the process for an EU resident? I guess is my question. Not the same as citizens. So I think a call to the office is in order, and other people have been in that situation. Take some comfort in that tomorrow. Jean is here as well. Bon dia, looking forward to my appointment with Christina a week from tomorrow. Yay! The 3:30 start time is challenging. Bless you, Jean. You won't be the only one in that situation now. I'm sure a lot of Americans have set their alarm clocks to wake up for a call with Christina or Gilda or someone at the office. Basic D7 question for Veronica Perez. Do you need to show the last 3 months of passive income and 2 years worth of savings in the bank? Nice and simple.
Yes, you do.
There you go.
Yeah.
Nice simple answer. We're looking like Petter to rent out 6 rooms at the farm we are buying as a B&B. Is that eligible to zero tax? I wouldn't have thought so. Is it, Gilda? How is he going to do that?
In Portugal, is he
Yeah,
going to rent out rooms in
yeah.
Portugal?
Yeah, and a lot.
No, it's not because the rentals are always, the tax is always paid where the property is.
Yeah, basically, if you're making money here, you're going to
Yeah.
be there's going to be some liability on it. There might be minimization of your liability, but you won't be getting zero taxation. I wouldn't
No.
have thought anywhere. What government would do that? Bon dia. Well, I guess one that is a tax haven, but then they get other benefits. Bon dia from somewhere up a mountain. I think that was probably on the instructions when Louise went to this particular house sitting gig. It said something like somewhere up this mountain, and there was a photo of it, and she's found it by the look of it. Not quite sure where I am, but it's very nice. Well, I hope you're in the right house, because if you turn up for a house sitting gig and you think, "Oh, this is very nice," but it's the wrong house, that could be a bit of a shock when people come down to breakfast. Antonio F, Expat Portugal, just don't get lost. Yes, we want to see you again, Louise. If you've got any problems, just call into the show and we'll guide you. We'll guide you back to civilization. Antonio is the man for that. I have a 6-month rental, says Natalie Gray. We've heard from you before, Natalie. Good morning to you. And an atestado de residencia from my current place, but found a rental I want to live in long term. I have a promissory note from them. Should I show the promissory note to Seth or stick with the old atestado, do you think, Gilda?
Stick with the atestado. Stick with the atestado.
All
Okay.
right. Continued, though. I want to show the promissory note so my residence card is sent to my new address. So where?
Mm.
Yes, of course. What to do?
It depends the timeline. When is it going to start?
Okay.
What I think you should do, you should be honest. You should bring everything to the safe lady, the old one and the new one, and you
Yeah.
should explain her the situation,
There you go.
and she
Honesty in
will guide you.
There you go. Excellent answer. And James, Gilda, you're so incredibly helpful to so many people. I don't think we could ever accurately express our gratitude for all you do and all you are. Look at that. And
Thank you.
here's another prescription in from Netherlands. Play with the puppy for 15 minutes, not the cell phone allowed or the laptop. That's good advice as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Thank you very, very much, Gilda. Sorry, did you say as a director of a supermarket and apply for 20% tax deductions? Does that mean no tax will apply for supermarket business under the NHR?
As the director of a company that runs a supermarket.
Okay. All right. There you go, Peter. Sarah, come for a bike ride, Gilda. I'll bring a tandem. Have you ever been on a tandem, Gilda?
No,
The 2-person bike. I would like to see
no.
that. Maybe we'll have that photo next week then. Our D7 approval took 28 days. There we go. That's a quick one, isn't it? So just the
Yeah,
full
it was very quick. Yeah.
TC. Thank you, Jim. Thanks, Gilda and Carl from Delta Dart. You clarified about the dependent child age in an earlier question. Does the child have to complete 25 years, 5 years for residency, or application has to be submitted before 25? Well, that's to become a citizen, right?
Application needs to be submitted before 25.
Okay. No such
And
thing as.
then it's something that goes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yes, ongoing from there on. No such thing as getting lost. You just change your destination. There she is. She's always got a good philosophy to share with us, as Louise. Morning all from Elra. How you doing, Elra? I think I owe a picture to you. I think you sent me something, and now I see your name on the screen. Have I overlooked something, Elra? Do please tell me and tell me off publicly if I have. Crowdfund flowers and spa for Gilda or something like it. Yes, Alex. Can we organise it? Carl through the forum. Hugs and best vibes to Gilda. Yes,
Thank
we're on it.
you.
We're on it. Antonio F. Baldia to Elra. Michelle, hi, Gilda. Is the passive income amount before tax or after tax? Thank you very much.
To be honest, they don't look at that, so it can be before tax.
Okay, there you go. That's
Yeah.
good news for some people, isn't it? Great news for us. Sterling leapt ahead again over the weekend and is now well ahead against the euro. Time to get some currency exchange. Time to get paid in pounds again, by the sound of it. Elra, right back at you there, Antonio. Veronica. Okay, I thought passive income was the primary requirement and money in the bank was just an 8-year application. So the 2 years of savings are essential?
Yes, they are.
Indeed. Okay, Natalie, I want to move within 2 weeks of my SEF appointment. Thanks for your help. I will bring both. Yeah, that is a great answer, isn't it? De Villiers, Engelbrecht. Oh, De Villiers is here. When applying for a D7 as a family of 5, does everyone need to apply for a D7 or only the main applicant and the rest of the family for reunification? That's a nice straightforward.
The second one. You or what I always suggest is at least the couple should go as the main applicant if you are married, because if you show that you share the bank accounts, and if you share the all the income, you can go both of you as the main applicants, and then the rest of the family does the reunification.
Okay, and that's yet another opportunity to sing song. And actually, yeah, if you have experienced or successfully gone through your reunification, we will play that song for you. Gratitude from Delta Dart. It's a pleasure. That's what we're here for on a Monday. It's easy for me to say because I don't have to do much work. I just ask the questions on your behalf, and Gilda, I tee them up, and Gilda answers them and knocks them straight down the fairway. A beautiful day starts with a beautiful lady, says Jackie. Thanks for all your help, Gilda. You're amazing. Isn't that lovely?
Thank
And
you.
hey, Carl, finally for now then, love your show. So helpful. What's your opinion on entremeada? I think it's lovely. My missus loves me making mi entremeada. So this is pork belly, isn't it? Portuguese style grilled pork belly. Well, I don't think I've ever cooked that at home. I think my mum would do a very
No,
good job of that. You have, Gilda. What's your recipe for entremeada on an entirely different subject this morning?
intermeada is just put it on the grill and
That's it.
it's
Simple
done.
as. No marinade.
It needs to be very, it can be marinated, yeah,
Okay.
but it's also just with a little bit of salt, but it needs to be very well done.
Okay. So the quality is in the quality of the meat then, with minimal seasoning, a little bit of marinade if you like. But I prefer to eat a lot of these meat dishes out and let the experts get on with it, quite frankly, which
But
makes me
there is a lot of grass on it.
fat.
No, not grass, gordura, how do you say?
Fat, fattiness.
Fat on it, yeah.
Yes, that's the old pork belly, isn't it? And that's why people love it so much. It's cooking it in its own fats there. So, Jason, I hope that answers your question. Thanks a million, says Carolina Reddy. Does my daughter come along from the start for dependent reunification, or does she wait back home until a SEF interview for myself and approval granted? Another great question.
No, she can come with you to Portugal and
Okay.
wait for the process here.
All right. I sent you a learning Portuguese curiosity this weekend just to encourage you. I thought there was something, Elra. We have to let Gilda go in just a moment.
Yeah.
Um, and go to the spa or the lunch appointment. But I've got a few more things to share with you. I'll see if I can dig that out before we go, Elra. Thank you for that. And Loy, I asked this question on Expats Portugal, but no answer so far on the forum. Well, I'm surprised to hear that. The forum usually comes up trumping. If I were to set up a trust fund for myself above the minimum monthly, would that count as passive income? Great question, Loy. What's the answer?
Yes, it does. Yes, it
All right,
does.
there you go. So we've got that answered for you now, Loy. And yes, thank you for clearing that up. There's a lot of fat on the pork, not on me. Certainly not now. I'm part of the old grey watch, don't you know, growing old disgracefully with Ian Turner. We'll have him back on the show sometime soon. Gilda, thank you so much. We're going to get busy
Thank
now. We're
you.
going to sort out a little treat for you. And you're not allowed to say no. Okay. Part of this process is you enjoying it. And we're going to get a little something together, the people of this community. So we'll get busy on that, and we'll wish you a great day. Thank you for being so brilliant and so honest and so transparent and opening up and sharing with us. And thanks to everyone who responded in kind, I think, this morning. So cheers, Gilda. Lots of love to everybody.
Thank you. Thank you to all the people that understand, and to all the love. And from my side, I always work like that. I'm very transparent. What I feel is what I feel, and I always tell what I feel. So I'm
Good for you.
sorry
Don't be
and I'm
sorry.
sorry, Carl, because you were not expecting this. We didn't talk about this before.
No,
Well, maybe we had some conversations, but I'm sorry to maybe
stop.
this was not.
Make me cry on my own breakfast. Okay,
So
it's all right.
sorry. Thank you. And thank you. I love this show. I love this community, and it's very good for me. And I'm so grateful for being here. Thank you.
Uh, that's a pleasure. De nada. And I can hear the birds singing behind you, I think. It's at your end, isn't it?
I had some birds. Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful. There you go. So smell those flowers, listen to the birds, and we'll speak to you soon.
Thank you. Bye
All right.
bye.
Ciao, ciao. There she goes, Gilda Pereira of EI. Wow, what a morning! Thanks, Thunder Duck, Midlife Crisis World Tour, and everyone else. Thank you to Carl. We will hang on in there for some more time. Hope for the best. Absolutely, fingers crossed. Everything crossed for you, Alok. And a lovely day to you, Gilda, from Michelle there. So we'll do that, folks. We'll get something. I don't know. What's the best way for us to do that? Do you think? Maybe we'll point something towards the forum, and we'll get a little bit of a whip round going on, so people can show their appreciation to Gilda. That's going to be pretty amazing. All righty. I'm going to show this now. And this is in the great scheme of terrible howlers of production on a breakfast show or a sort of televisual situation, we go from talking about all loved up and mushy, feel good, to showing you the long. Gilda will see the funny side of this. We go to the long-awaited video premiere of the Cemetery do Alto de São João. Now, I was thinking about this. How do you what's the right moment to show a video of a cemetery? Because it's kind of pretty chilling, isn't it? We're all going to end up there one day. And the way, I guess, to frame this is it's a good reminder, isn't it, to live life fully and not to suffer and struggle or to suffer and struggle as little as possible in this life. And here is a reminder with a beautiful video premiering now, thanks to Thunder Duck, of the Cemetery do Alto de São João, as a little bit of a reminder to live our lives fully. And also to honor our ancestors here in this fantastic video. So enjoy this while I just pull myself together. Well, how amazing is that? Thank you very much, Thunder Duck, for your incredible. That's the third video we've seen from Thunder, our very own Spielberg, and some lovely comments there. Yeah, wow, indeed. Francis reminds me of visiting the place where my family who have departed are in Porto. That was, of course, to answer your question, where, says Khadija, is that cemetery located? That is in Lisbon, in the capital. One of the most, I mean, this country, there's just something to do for the rest of your life here. You know, around every corner and in every part of the country, so many wonderful things to see and marvel at. That looks very popular. People are dying to go there. Very good, Stephen. Someone had to say it. Stunning video. Thank you for sharing. All of life is here, if you see what I mean. So, yeah, I mean, and sobering, you know, I think it's a fact of life, isn't it? And I think it's good to share and to show. And a great honouring. It's something lovely that happens here in Portugal is the honouring of the departed. And you know, every Sunday in every town, city, people go honour their dead and take flowers and have these most amazing places, as you just saw there. So thanks from Jeff as well. Yeah, thanks from Victoria and Elra, liking the humour of Mr. Wells there. Morning, Carl. Bon dia. There is a problem there, as I wish to be planted under an oak tree on the land I will own in Portugal, as I intend to put our villa in a trust for family use, as they say. Okay, I think this is only a matter of time. If you're not allowed to do that already, I think chipping away at this. Attitudes to death, attitudes to burial are changing, aren't they, the world over? And is that the problem, James? You're not allowed to do that at the moment. I imagine with continued lobbying, that's an attractive proposition for many people, isn't it? And things are very different. Actually, expats need to know, and we have covered it in some way. But passing away, dying in Portugal is a different culture to what you might be used to. So we do have that conversation from time to time, and I think it's an important one to have. Cementerio do Alto de São João is where you're looking at, for those who didn't know that. And there's even very thoughtfully, Thunder has put the address in the comments as well. Thanks for that. Mandy saying, wow, beautiful video. Thank you, Thunder Duck. And yes, different types of humor all here this morning. And where there is a will, there's a family. Brilliant. You see, there you go. I show what I think might be slightly sort of, you know, chilling, sobering, dark side of life. Lots of humor coming to the rescue there. What else have I got to show you before I go today? Amazing. I feel like I've been here for hours this morning because it's been a kind of roller coaster ride of various things this morning. All good, and so good of you to be here. Oh yes, I think we found Michael Heron. Oh my goodness, there's a turtle on the dashboard, everybody. That has got to be shown. That's coming up in just a moment. Turtle on the dashboard. Turtle on the dashboard. Gilda is amazing, and her help is much appreciated, is a message I've had in as well. And thank you, James, for your message. Okay. And yes, there were some problems with the forum yesterday. That has been reported, and we're waiting to hear on that. So it's a bit like what happened at Facebook. You know how Mark Zuckerberg was standing over the technical team for those nerve-wracking few hours a couple of weeks ago. Jerry's doing exactly the same thing with the tech team here at Expats Portugal. Turtle on the dashboard, you guessed it. It must be from Andrea and Tom. That's coming up in just a moment. And is it me, or is the forum down? No, it's not just you, Stephen. Or was it you? Did you do it? Did you ask an inappropriate question, which kind of blew it up for a moment? But let's see. So a few things to share, including the turtle on the dashboard and a starfish video, folks. I've got to get the turtle on the dashboard on the screen. Look. Oh my! He's called Pig, isn't he? Isn't that the name of the turtle? He goes on holiday with Tom and Andrea. Our turtle named Pig, riding with us on the dashboard in central Portugal. He loves the view. He obviously loves the view. That's incredible, isn't it? Morning, Pig. And I'm sure I'm not alone in wondering. Okay, when he has to answer the call of nature, if he gets a bit too excited about the view, does he just relieve himself on the dashboard? Sorry, I'm sure I'm not the only one thinking that and wondering that, Tom and Andrea. So what happens? Can you get a little diaper? Can you little turtle diapers for when the turtle is turtling? What happens? What happens? Or do you wet wipes, that sort of thing. Back to, a terrible segue from turtle droppings to food. Thunder in his endless endeavor to help people in this community. It's out of focus because that's a real big close-up on the Whisk. Why, you ask, am I showing a picture of the Whisk breakfast and lunch cafe in Lisbon? It's because, look, Thunder's found Michael Heronius Maximus. The price of that, though, €9.50. Used to get the old English breakfast down a calf for what, £5 or something like that, with a bit of slice of bread and butter on the side as well. But anyway, look, sausage, beans, 2 eggs, tomatoes, bacon, and bread. There needs to be a bit black pudding in there, I think. Maybe even kidneys on a silver platter for £9.50, in my view. But there you go, Michael. That's for you. Your wish is our command, and Thunder has found you an English breakfast in Lisbon there, which is what you're looking for. And I mentioned before as well, we may well be documenting the journey of Mark and Mary, 2 people who were on our fantastic plan in the last few months, supporting them in their move coming towards Portugal. The Azores are of particular interest to them, and they've got the most beautiful Instagram channel. So I need to give you the link to that, because you can look for yourself at their lovely journey. But look at the picture they've sent me. Isn't that amazing? That looks like something, off a promotional shot, and it's Mohab in Utah. And if you look closely, you can see the moon through the hole in the rocks there. So let's just have a look. Let me let you savor that for a moment. But Mark, very happy to share these pictures. Getting ready for our next leg, driving into Albuquerque, New Mexico. Just curious if you're able to see my pictures on Instagram. We absolutely are seeing those pictures, Mark and Mary. They're beautiful. Getting some good ones, and you can go to mw.ladlemeyer. And feel free to pass them on. So that was yesterday afternoon outside Moab in Utah. The US of A definitely has got some amazing sites, and they're seeing them, and they're doing another couple of weeks of touring, and then they're off to Ponta Delgada in the Azores later on in October. Very excited, as you might imagine there. Isn't that fantastic? What else have I got for you this morning? I've got this is the food that had at the Whisk. So that's where the English breakfast was located, and Thunder, not a meat eater as I understand it, liked the salmon here on toast. Not just any old salmon on toast, folks. Let's just see what Thunder was telling us about that, if I can find it in the many comments that you send me. And I have to say, I am so grateful to you, and continue to be. Where are you, Thunder? You must have sent me something else in, so I can't find you now, but you might want to. Oh, here we go. That is, don't know about the breakfast, but the salmon toast and chickpea scramble are excellent. Okay, so that's not the salmon. The salmon was a different picture, but that is a chickpea scramble on toast. Sounds good, doesn't it? Sounds very hipster. For my own weekend, and as I started the show this morning, I was saying, does anyone else here need a weekend to recover from the last weekend we've just had? Lovely weekend on the Silver Coast here at San Martino de Porto. I do love the market in the town. We're making it a family tradition to go to the market on a Saturday morning and buy our fruit and veg for the week, or certainly the first few days of it, the way we go at it, with these kids who are growing up and eating everything under the roof here. And look, San Martino has its own Apple store at the market. This little soul in the foreground there, he walked up, not to this one, he went to a stall and just picked up an apple. And as British people, we were like, oh, so sorry that the child is where's Nanny? The child is running amok and stealing apples. And of course, the lovely Portuguese people said, no, enough mal, take the apple, no problem. So there he goes. He's cultivated a habit here in Portugal where he just thinks he can go into a market, pick up an apple and start eating it, which he probably can. But I later discovered in the same market here, and the lady very kindly let me take a photograph. Never mind your Apple computers. This is the sort of Apple store that we need for our health, isn't it? And well-being. That it's only apples. I think she's got a couple of squash and pumpkins on the back there, as you can see, because it's the season. And apples and pumpkins seem to go together, don't they? But look at that. Incredible selection of apples. All apples on that stall. And that's not all of it. I mean, just a widest possible shot I could. All apples. And we came home with several fantastic varieties, the russet kind, the yellow apples, the red apples, green apples. It was absolutely fantastic. And yesterday, let me finish today with a starfish. We did it. We went to with our lovely friend Kate, who I'm hoping you're going to see on our Feel Good Portugal show on a Saturday night sometime soon. She won't let us interview her until we've both experienced her special treatment, her holistic treatment that she does. It's a bit of a one-off. So Mrs. Emma's tried it and really loved it, and it's up for me now to go and have a treatment. And we'll talk to Kate on the screen, who's a great character, also here on the Silver Coast. And she came over for lunch yesterday at ours. And then we thought, I think this is a bit of a Portuguese tradition, but you have your dinner or your lunch at home, and then you go out. You go out to the cafe and you finish with cafe, a coffee, cafe, bolos, pasteleria. You go and have a treat at the cafe. So that's what we did. Went to the beach, and the kids were rock pooling, and we found loads of little crabs, and we found a little hermit crab, tiny little thing in a little shell. And then keen-eyed Minnie saw a starfish, which looked like it was past its best. But we brought it back to life. It was a little bit dehydrated, so we put some water on it. And this is the video that we're going to go out with today. Thank you so much for being with us. I can't remember if this video has any talking or shouting, me shouting at the kids on it, but let's find out. Thank you all so much, and for your kindness and support this morning when Gilda was opening her heart today, and quite rightly so. This is a community of real people, folks, and let's have a little bit of a whip round and give her a bit of a treat, shall we, for all the wonderful and beautiful work she does for people. And I'll send you on your way. Thank you to Thunder for that fantastic video. Thanks to everybody for all your fabulous pictures, and I'll send you on your way with a starfish here. So we'll see you tomorrow for Consumer Tuesday. Well, I want to talk more about coffee machines and tell you more about our Expats Choice survey. So more answers have been coming in to find out what the best bank, the best beer, and all that sort of stuff is. So here's a starfish for you, everybody. Take care, bye for now, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Another one. That's a fence. He doesn't have any face. Dad, that's a terrible offence. Daddy, he doesn't have any face. That's a terrible offence, Dad.
Is it?
Shame on you.